ついに大谷翔平選手が749日ぶりに MLB のマウンドで勝利投手になりました。レッズとの最終戦、大谷翔平選手が5イニングを投げ切り、シーズン最多の9奪三振を奪う圧巻の投球、変化球は別格で、カーブと100マイルの組み合わせはまさに1986年のドワイとブッペンを彷彿とさせる圧倒的なピッチングでした。打線も4回に4点の猛攻を見せ、最終的には5対1でレッズをスイープ。ドジャースは貯金20に到達し、4連勝を達成しました。試合後の現地放送を翻訳してお届けいたします。
To Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. I'm Kirsten Watson alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., James Loney. Shohei Ohtani has finally picked up his first win of the season, being able to get through 5 innings of work. It was a good one. You hear the energy out here.
Yeah, listen, Dodger Stadium right now is absolutely rocking. The Big Show, outstanding on the mound. I love the way he was able to respond after the outing in Colorado. He pitched well. The offense, clutch hitting for Kiké Hernandez, Dalton Rushing, also Michael Conforto, big fly.
Yeah, I mean, what about Shohei's breaking ball tonight? You know, we saw in Colorado, it was a little flat today. It was just nasty, getting 9 punchies tonight. Great to see him on his bobblehead night tonight. Almost went deep to the warning track, but we didn't need that run right there. We're good.
Honestly, I was so close to calling that shot. Oh, it would have felt so good. But right now, Shohei Ohtani, the player of the game, is inside with David Bassett.
What a night for the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani. They are the first team to sweep the Reds this season, and Shohei with his first win as a Dodger. How did you feel out there tonight?
ドジャース正式に初勝利ですけども、今日マウンドではどういう気持ちでしたか？2連勝してたので、なんとかいい勝ち方してましたし、引き続き今日まず自分のゲームを作ることを心がけてマウンドに行きました。Yeah, I was trying to just do the minimum, which is like get through the 5, and I was able to do what I wanted to do as a pitcher today.
When did you know you had the feel for the curveball? In the bullpen or once the game got going?
カーブはいつ使えると思ってましたか？今日試合中なのかブルペンなのか？もうこの間の登板が終わった後に今回はカーブしっかりゲームの中で試したいなと思ってました。It was something that we talked about, before the game, after the outing, after the last outing, and wanted to incorporate it into this game.
Was your goal tonight to be less predictable, going through the lineup more than once?
今日の目的としては、なるべくパターン化しないような攻め方だったんですかと。そうですね。カーブとスプリットをしっかり投げたいなというか、試しながら投げたいなと思ってたので、いいところもあり悪いところもありでしたけど、なんとか5回までしっかり投げれたのは良かったかなと思います。Yeah, I wanted to incorporate the curveball and split. So there were some good ones in there, some bad ones in there, but the goal was to be able to throw those 2 pitches.
It was great to interview the pitcher Shohei Ohtani tonight. Congratulations on your first win wearing Dodger blue.
Thank you.
There he goes, Shohei Ohtani. Thank you, Shohei. Thank you. There he goes on his bobblehead night. Shohei Ohtani, a big night.
I was hoping he was going to go for the hug, guys. And when you look at Shohei Ohtani, what he's been able to do, he always seems to show out on his bobblehead night. It only seemed right he'd pick up his first win as a Dodger, guys.
I just love the way, and I said it earlier, the way he responded, that last outing in Colorado, obviously he didn't like that. But the way he was able to command that strikes, now the first couple innings a little rough, but he was able to pitch out of jams, and that really started to kind of find his rhythm and timing with his delivery in that 3rd inning. And James, you mentioned that breaking ball was outstanding to go along with that great fastball command.
Yeah, I mean, he got 4 ground ball outs tonight and 1 fly ball out and 9 Ks. So that means he was keeping the ball down. The game we're watching, the breaking ball was nasty. A lot of curveballs tonight, maybe more curveballs than sliders. He talked about mixing it up, talking about not being predictable. He talked about Mark Pryor. Talk to him about that. Guys are watching him. Guys are watching the video. They're saying, hey, look, you're already nasty. Sometimes they're sitting on 1 pitch. They're ready for that. And he elevated the fastball when he needed to. But the breaking ball was nasty tonight, and good to see that curveball.
We just saw that video. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani walking off the mound, thinking about, and then, oh, wait a minute, I got to run. I got to go hit. Sometimes I know it's still kind of foreign to us a little bit watching Shohei Ohtani not only thrive hitting, but thriving on the mound, even he forgot.
Exactly, but also when you look at kind of what this team has been able to do offensively, not only in this series, but if we go back to that final game of the Padres series, today they were able to, of course, early against Lodolo, he was excellent. But
Yes,
in
he
that
was.
fourth inning, Shohei Ohtani, of course, got things going, started a rally. They ultimately had 5 hits, was able to put up 4 runs on the board. What were you seeing there just specifically in that fourth inning and how they turned things around?
Listen, when you're going to be a championship team like the Dodgers are, they were champions last season, you got to be able to manufacture runs and score in a variety of ways. Shohei Ohtani, lefty on lefty, leadoff hit. Teoscar Hernandez, great job of throwing that lob wedge out. I could have used that lob wedge at LACC earlier today. Outstanding job to get on the green. One other, the 56-degree sand wedge on the green as well. Now we got action. Bases loaded, 2-strike approach. Kiké Hernandez put the barrel to the baseball, shorten up a swing, a huge 2-run single there. That's called doing the little things, understanding the situation. Dalton Rushing, another great approach, not trying to pull off the ball, just put the barrel on it, up the middle, gets rewarded with an RBI knock. Outstanding job. Understanding, yes, Teoscar and obviously Andy Paez didn't hit the ball necessarily hard, but they got on base. And for Dalton Rushing and Kiké Hernandez to shorten up, put the ball in play, they were rewarded for it.
Yeah, I love the at-bat by Kiké Hernandez right there. He got 2 sliders that he missed. We saw the facial expression, though. That facial, we saw that last night defensively when we made a bad throw, and we saw that facial expression when he swung and missed. And he got that same pitch just in a better location with 2 strikes, and he's able to put the barrel on the ball. He lives for those moments. He loves the spotlight. He loves getting the energy. He loves bringing the fans to their feet. And obviously with the bases loaded, he's hitting over 260 this year with the bases loaded. So, I mean, in his career. So he loves that moment. And, you know, we've seen him stay up the middle a lot lately. We saw him last night hit a ball the other way, staying up the middle. So when you can wait on the ball, keep the barrel in the zone longer, you give yourself more time.
For Kiké Hernandez, of course, the multi-hit game yesterday, first game being activated off the IL. He's back out there today. We're seeing his confidence growing. Dalton Rushing having another big moment for this team offensively. But let's get inside and check in with the guys who are on the call. Of course, Joe Davis and Nomar Garcia-Parra.
Well, the Dodgers dominate this series. They sweep the Reds, and they dominate this game. 19 strikeouts, starting with 9 from Ohtani.
Yeah, really impressive pitching performance. And I think for Shohei, he wanted to go out there, get 5 innings. He did that. I'm sure he was excited about getting his first Dodger win as well. The bullpen did an excellent job when those guys came in, really attacked the hitters. But from an offensive perspective, to be able to get 5 runs, to be able to do 5 or more runs in 4 straight games, this is the type of offense that we expect from them, and it's good to see and hope they can continue this.
And they'll try to do that this weekend. You've got the starting pitching lined up this weekend. I mean, you look at the rotation right now. With it being healthy, it is, it's freaky to look at.
It really is. And even in this series, they all set the tone. You know, it started with Emmett Sheehan in game 1, and then Clayton Kershaw having a great outing. Now, Shohei Ohtani. We talk about from a pitching staff that you want to keep the momentum going. You don't want to be the guy to kind of break this streak that they're on right now. So you want to continue that and go out there and perform.
Good times, 4 wins in a row for the first time since the start of July, and the Diamondbacks come in to continue this homestand on Friday.
Thanks, Joe. And guys, we love a sweep, especially when you look at the standings for the NL West right now. The Dodgers are 20 games over 500, but more importantly, they are 2 games up on the Padres after they lost earlier today. So things are looking good, but let's get into how things looked today as the Dodgers went for the sweep over the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, Shohei Ohtani looking to make something happen, pick up his first win as a Dodger, top of the first after that leadoff single. No Elvy Marte, just couldn't check his swing there.
12-6 breaking ball right there, getting Marte. And look at Shohei say, you see that? Yeah, outstanding breaking ball. Love it.
All right, next up we've got Elly De La Cruz. And here we go again. Ohtani striking him out as well.
Yeah, there's a split right there going down. And the 3-2 count, a lot of times the hitter, you're thinking the fastball's coming. Nasty pitch right there. Elly did not have a great series this.
And we love to see a scoreless first inning for Shohei Ohtani, top of the second now here. Still no score. Gavin Lux, obviously we know him well. Ohtani, though, keeping it going.
World Series champion, Gavin Lux. But
There
you know
it
what?
is.
Sometimes you get got there in the big leagues, a breaking ball here. This ball gets away. Tough pitch there for Dalton Rushing the block. Even Shohei say, you know what? That one's on me.
Exactly. But right here now, after another walk, we've got 2 on with Ke'Bryan Hayes in a wild pitch. So both runners now advancing to second and third. Next pitch here, though. No problem for him with some guys on.
Yeah, I love that pitch right there. Yeah, it's elevated, it's up. I mean, we saw a couple breaking balls in the dirt get away from Rushing. You know what? I'll just throw 100 by you.
Whew. And now Matt McClain, so Ohtani striking him out to end the threats of guys on base.
That's some old school high elevated fastball and then the 12-6 hammer. Did I see the guns out? Little guns there from Shohei?
And that's 5 strikeouts. They're 2 innings of work. So now bottom of the second here, Nick Lodolo facing Michael Conforto, striking him out to end the inning. He now had retired the first 6 Dodgers in order. Top of the third here. Noelvi Marte facing off against Shohei Ohtani with 1 out. But unfortunately, he smashes one deep left, carried out for the solo home run.
I think that's a 93-mile-an-hour cutter. Try to steal a strike with that cutter and leap middle of the plate. Really didn't do much. Marte all over it.
And luckily, this really was the only damage that they're going to be doing to Shohei Ohtani. Now Austin Hayes at bat. And Shohei Ohtani doing what?
By you, 100 miles an hour. When the catcher's dropping the ball in the middle of the plate, you know you're throwing hard.
Oh, excuse me, that was actually Ellie Cruz. This is Austin Hayes. 1 more strikeouts, more the merrier.
Yeah, that is a great depth on that slider at 87.
All right, top 4th here. Still 1-0 game. Gavin Lux is in the box. And it feels like we're going to keep saying this.
I mean, that's just unfair. Again, the depth of the breaking ball. See, the hitter can recognize it, but the problem is it's so much depth. He'll throw that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and then that depth of that breaking ball, so tough to cover.
And that there was his 8th strikeout, a part of a 1-2-3-4th inning. Now bottom 4th, Ohtani leading off. And this is where things really get going offensively. Singles to right is the first Dodger base runner of the game.
Yeah, this we're talking about big league hitters right there. Catcher set up away, misses out, inside corner. Actually, Shohei can hit a fastball on the inside corner.
Andy Pajas here. Just bloops it right into right field.
But what I love about it, it's a 2-strike approach. Just shorten up right there, fight something off, give yourself a chance. We got action, bases loaded, 1 out.
Kiké Hernandez now here at the plate. Able to hit a ground ball up the middle, gets it through. Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez come home to score with the Dodgers taking the 2-1 lead now over the Reds.
That's what we call a shift beater right there. Both guys are kind of playing up the middle and still getting it up there. That slider on the back door. A lot of times you want to see the lefty bury that in under the hands, left it out over the plate, and got a nice base hit up the middle.
Kiké back and coming in the clutch. What's new? Now later in this inning, bases are loaded for Dalton Rushing. Building some more confidence. He hits a ground ball that finds its way into center field. 2 more runs coming in to score.
More times than not, you work towards the middle of the field. Great things are going to happen. Dalton Rushing gets rewarded. A seeing eye single, 2-run single. Outstanding job against the lefty.
All right, now the 5th inning. Shohei Ohtani back on the mound, looking to complete it to then pick up his first win. Him against Matt McClain, and it's giving more and more strikeouts. That's 9 now for Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, you're not seeing that slider in the minor leagues. 89, Dalton low and away right there. Nasty pitch.
And TJ Friedel, a grounder to Kiké. Ohtani was now able to finish 5 innings of work. He only had 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. A very good day for Mr. Ohtani. Now top of the 6th, Jack Dreyer in out of the bullpen. He strikes out Noelvi Marte to start the inning.
Such a good slider there, down in on the hands, kind of Clayton Kershaw-esque to get Marte.
And here now, Ellie De La Cruz, and he gets him looking.
Yeah, I mean, great fastball right there. They were really mixing it up on Ellie this series. He was getting a lot more fastballs, I think, than he anticipated. Nice pitch.
Good work by Jack Dreyer, tossing a scoreless 6th inning. Now top of the 7th. It's still 4-1. Justin Robleski striking out Spencer Steer, looking to start the inning.
Yeah, you'll take the call for the Dodgers.
And after that, after a 1-out single, Robleski finds his way to then get Ke'Bryan Hayes swinging.
Yeah, that's just 90.
That pitch is up in the zone. That's tough to cover. Great location.
Yeah, but later in that inning, bases were loaded, though, for Noelvi Marte. He hits a grounder to Alex Freeland, who throws it over to first to get the outs. The score stays 4-1, keeping Justin out of some busy traffic. All right, now bottom of the 7th here, Andy Pajas batting after the Reds walk. The bases loaded. He hits a fly ball to the right field line, but Noelvi Marte was there to make the catch, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, Andy just missed that pitch. He was right on it, just popped it up, couldn't get deep enough.
And Kiké, same situation, bases loaded, but now 2 outs.
Just missed it. Good swing, just missed it toward the end of the bat.
Yeah. Looking to add on, but unfortunately it just wasn't the case there. But now top of the 8th, Edgardo Enriquez now pitching for the Dodgers. Strikes out.
Let me tell you
Austin
something.
Hayes.
He's got a cutter that if I was him, I would throw that a little bit more, especially the right-handed batters. You're going to see it right here. Dart down and in on Gavin Lux. That is absolutely nasty. Perfect pitch.
And after a week, Jose Trevino bats with 2 on. What's he do, guys? Make it look good.
He goes the slider right there at 90. When you have the cutter at 96, way to get out of that jam right there.
All right, bottom of the 8th here, Michael Conforto. He goes deep for the home run to make it 5-1. This would be his 10th home run of the season, 1 in over a month.
I love the fact that he stayed square and he got the head of the bat out. Outstanding job, gets extended there against a left-handed pitcher. That is so good to see.
All right, 9th inning here, Blake Trinan out of the bullpen to close things out and pick up the save. Him against Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Yeah, nasty pitch right there. I mean, 94, when it's starting middle of the way, when you have 2 strikes, Ke'Bryan Hayes also had a tough series.
Yeah, and of course, he went around, but this one, so Will Benson had come in to pinch hit, and he struck him out, swinging Elly De La Cruz, and that is what we call a ball game. It's Shohei Ohtani picking up his first win as a Dodger. So with a 5-1 victory, the Dodgers hand the Reds their first series sweep of the season. Shohei Ohtani pitched a season high of 5 innings to go along with 9 strikeouts and collects his first win, as I mentioned, of the season. Dodgers put up 4 runs in the 4th inning and get a late inning home run by Michael Conforto, his first in exactly a month. The Dodgers bullpen shuts the door with 4 relievers combining for 4 scoreless innings. The Dodgers move to 20 games above 500 and now hold a 2-game lead over the Padres in the NL West. And here's what's ahead on the Dodgers calendar. Tomorrow, for the first time in 2 weeks, finally an off day for all the guys to enjoy. Then on Friday, the Diamondbacks are in town for 3 games, a day off. On Monday, a travel day as the guys are going to be heading on the road. The Dodgers are in Pittsburgh. All games are right here on Sportsnet LA.
Back at Dodger Stadium, the Reds swept for the first time this season. 5-1, the Dodgers finish things off here tonight, and a road trip that started with promise in Anaheim comes to a screeching halt tonight in the final stop on this 9-game trip at Dodger Stadium, and now the Reds head back to Great American Ballpark. Welcome back inside Dodger Stadium for the postgame show presented by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers, Brian Giesenslaw, Sam LeCure. And Sam, you know, we can do a lot of things in terms of things that didn't go the Reds' way or the way they would have hoped they would have gone. But you got to score some runs.
Yeah,
in this 3-game series, the Reds scored a total of 4 runs. And tonight, the offensive numbers were punctuated by the fact that they struck out 19 times, which is a team record for a 9-inning game. They were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight, 1 for 15 in the series. And across the 3-game series, left 19 men on base. You can pitch, and the Reds did at times. Defense wasn't great, but you have to score runs at the end of the day, and they couldn't get that done in this series.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a head scratcher, to be honest with you. I mean, this is, well, I guess it shouldn't be by this point. It's something that we've seen quite a bit this year. I felt like there was a different rhythm. Really, when Ke'Bryan and Miguel Andujar and, you know, Austin Hayes came back, Elly had runs. Like, it's been sporadic runs, and rarely has it been multiple guys at the same time. You know, we talked pregame about Austin Hayes. Felt like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when they were churning along, he was the cold spot, and now it's kind of flipped, and now he's one of the warmer spots, and no help around him. You can't do this. When people say that, oh, this guy can carry an offense for X, you cannot do that in the big leagues. There's not one person on this planet, including the unicorn down there that started for LA tonight, that can carry an offense over a period of time. But it is getting a little frustrating, and time's running out.
Yeah, now there is credit to the pitching they saw in this series.
Yeah, there is.
Sheehan was great. Clayton Kershaw is a Hall of Famer. Shohei Ohtani had struggled largely coming into this game, but he did not struggle tonight. For the first time this season, Sam, he goes 5 innings. He strikes out a season-high 9 batters and wins for the first time since he was an Angel.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. I mean, He's just too talented. I mean, the numbers didn't look good because his last 2 outings, but he's only got about 27 innings on the year. So anytime he gives up a crooked number, it's going to affect his season numbers. So that's why the ERA looks so high. But those were, 9 innings out of the 27 that he's pitched this year. These were obviously today his most complete outing of the year. Gave up a single on the first pitch he threw, a home run on an ambush by Noelvi Marte, but otherwise I thought the breaking ball had a really nice down action. You don't see him when we went over his pitch cast before the game. He doesn't throw the curveball a ton. I thought he did go to it early. I watched it when we were watching him play catch. I kind of noticed that, and I was like, wow, he's got some good down action on it. That's interesting. He doesn't throw it much. We had just talked about it, and he went in and he kind of established that early, and I think that opened up everything else for him as far as like his slider, sweeper, every other 10 pitches that he's got, and they were all good tonight.
In the game,
you wouldn't be the first to talk about this, but watching what Ohtani does from both sides, and particularly how good he was on the mound, what do you see when you're watching that?
It's amazing, and there's just even things like the other day we were talking, I think it was Monday, he had a side day, I think DH, and I mean, it's not just what he's doing on the field, because that in itself is kind of absurd at times. But it's everything that goes into it that it's hard to fathom how, somebody can be that dedicated and that talented to pull it off.
How is he different this than just, you guys saw him a couple weeks ago. He's just coming back from everything.
Well, he didn't, I think he was, I don't know if he was cramping or something that day, but, when he reached back for high 90s fastball, real good breaking ball. I mean, he's got everything. He's good. He's really tough on lefties.
Were the strikeouts kind of a matter of pressing, or just they were pitching well, or which how do you feel it?
I don't think they're pressing. I mean, I think that other team has some really good pitching, and when they get you down in the count, you start chasing, that's what's going to happen.
Now for the Carl's Jr. moment of the game. So let's go to the 8th inning. Michael Conforto hits his first home run off a lefty this season, and his first home run in exactly a month, guys.
Young MC doing his thing out on that robbing spree. Gets something center cut and does not miss it. Little lefty on lefty crime. Look where the bat was. It was out front, getting extended, not getting beat or behind. Great job getting the barrel out front, doing his thing.
Did you just drop some bars right there? I think I heard that. I think I heard some rhyming right there.
I got a little rap skill, back in the day.
Hey, it's nice to see Michael Conforto get the bat head out there on the fastball to the pull side. Great job, Michael.
I feel like this is our new band out here. We've got vocals.
Got the keys.
James on the keys, and I will just be the hype woman. But more importantly, we've got Dalton Rushing inside with David Vassay and the media, so let's take a listen.
So the Dodger battery tonight was pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Show looked good out there. Everything was working. He got in a groove, and yeah, he gave us a good quality start, gave us a chance to win.
When did you know he was on with his curveball, and was he trying to be a little bit less predictable than he was in his previous 2 starts?
Yeah, I think you said it. Just trying to be a little less predictable with the fastball, and yeah, he figured out the curveball in the first inning, and it was working really well for him. And he used it, like you said, throughout his whole start, and it was a big pitch for tonight.
What was it like to be able to score those 4 runs without an extra base hit for you guys to keep that line moving?
Yeah, we faced a good starter. He's got good stuff. He gave it to us last time we faced him in Cincinnati, and yeah, like you said, we were just able to grind out some at bats, get some runners on base, and find ways to score runs.
What did you kind of say about the quality of Shohei's stuff? That like when he first came back, obviously he was mostly fastball sweeper. The fact that he's able to be so curveball and off-speed heavy tonight and still be as effective.
Yeah, he's kind of like Yoshi in a way. He's got so many pitches, and when you throw everything in the zone or around the zone, it just makes you that much better.
How much was kind of like the varied pitch mix tonight, something that was premeditated going into the start versus kind of seeing how he was throwing stuff early and going off the end?
Yeah, we had a plan of kind of living away from the fastball as much as we had in the past couple starts. That doesn't mean we weren't going to throw it tonight, but yeah, we were very off-speed heavy early on, and that just opened up doors later for the fastball moving forward the last 2 innings.
When they walk the Euro ahead of you for you to get those runs there? A lot of guys say they take that personally. Were you looking to deliver there when they do that?
Yeah, I mean, every player's looking to deliver. I mean, it's the only thing that's on your mind. That's all you can think about. It's looking back at the game. It's a baseball move. You walk the guy in front of him to get the left-on-left matchup. It's kind of the way baseball's played. That's what a manager's supposed to do. To say that you don't take it a little personally as a player, that would be lying. That's just kind of second nature. But no, that's just a manager making the right move and taking the left-on-left matchup versus a righty.
Have you felt a little bit more just like yourself as a hitter the last couple of weeks here, just with some of the production, just kind of the confidence ticking up?
Yeah, I've for sure started to feel a little more comfortable, and the sporadic at bats, that's a good sign for sure. I haven't been able to really catch a groove since being here offensively, but now I'm starting to, like you said, feel a little more comfortable, not chase as much, and if I do, setting guys up, just understanding what my approach is, honestly.
After the third inning, when you and Shohei were coming back to the dugout, he kind of put his arm around you in encouragement. How much did it mean to you for him to have the confidence in you to be able to throw what he did tonight?
Yeah, it's tonight was a little different than the past. With me and Sho, it was Shohei's calling every pitch the first few innings, and then just so happened in the third I called a single pitch. I called one pitch, and from then on out, he wanted me to call the game. So, yeah, we kind of trusted each other. I made one mistake on the night as far as pitch calling, gave up a homer, and like I said, we learned from those things and moved forward. But, yeah, we were very comfortable working together tonight.
Well, with navigating through the Reds lineup, Dalton Rushing as well as the pitching staff, they were excellent tonight. But of course, we're going to just dive a little bit into the bullpen, who had a combined 10 strikeouts in their 4 innings of work. It started with Jack Dreyer. Let's start here, Jerry. Let's talk about it.
Jack Dreyer has been so good for us all season long. He has been so consistent. Look at that slider down and into Marte. Great fastball at 95 mile an hour, really freezing De La Cruz. Great pinpoint control. And once again, tying up Gavin Lux, a really good fastball hitter. Inducing that fly out to Mookie Betts. Outstanding job coming in, doing his job.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing the pitchers, with the sliders and the curveballs right there.
Yeah, and to follow him was then Justin Robleski. We've seen him had multiple roles, whether it's taking bulk innings of work or even how he was able to today. Had a little bit of traffic, but navigated through it.
Yeah, he gave up a few hits, but when you have, a lead, right? I want to see you in the attack mode. I want to see you throwing some fastballs. You throwing 98, 99, and you get tough luck right there. That ball's just going through the hole, so that ball's not hit hard. I think he's going to go away with this and saying, you know what, my stuff was there. Yeah, they got a few hits, but that's what you want to see in that type of game is keep throwing strikes and let your defense work.
I think the one thing that the bullpen will say this, fewer walks, the 4 free passes. They do not want to do that. But I will say this. Enriquez did an outstanding job, but all in all, as a whole, when they did get into traffic, they're able to make a pitch and get out of there. Talk about making pitches. This young kid runs it up to 102, 103 miles an hour, and this pitch may be, hopefully by the time playoffs World Series comes around, maybe next year, that cutter could be one of the better cutters in all of baseball.
You guys were so giddy watching him. There's 2 kids in a candy store.
Yeah, watching, not hitting. Different.
Blake Trinan was able to close things out today with a solid inning of work. What are you seeing from him, James?
Yeah, glad to see Blake Trinan. He's always got the stuff, right? His stuff is almost so nasty that it goes outside of the strike zone. And, he threw a few breaking balls early on. Then he started throwing his fastballs. His ball cuts at times. But even when he gets behind in the count, 2-0, 3-1, the ball moves so much, he gets a lot of soft contact. And you see that backdoor breaking ball right there. That's his pitch. The breaking ball that goes away from the lefty. It's a tough pitch to react to. You might see it, but it's really hard to pull the trigger.
Dave Roberts has often been talking about just a complete baseball game. Fair to say we've seen 3 complete games in this series, guys?
I love the fact they're playing excellent defense. That's job number 1, because if you defend well, you're going to help your pitchers out big time, and the pitchers are going to be confident throwing strikes and letting them hit the ball. And then when you do that, the offense comes right behind that. 3 styles of winning.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about letting the defense work last night, right? That's what they did tonight with Ohtani, especially with Ohtani right on a limited pitch count. The less pitches he can throw, then we can save our bullpen. Great job tonight. I'm pretty sure, if we get back to the show, the pregame, I think someone called the sweep up here, just to make sure, you know
sure
who it was.
Okay,
you know who it was.
I like it. Well, Michael Conforto also had himself quite the day with the Dodgers completing the sweep of the Reds and pick up their 4th straight win. 5-1 the final score here at Chavez Ravine. More post-game reactions on the other side. That's 1, 2, nope, that is 19 strikeouts from the Dodgers. So celebrate tomorrow by heading into Jack in the Box for a free Jumbo Jack with a large drink purchase, valid at LA area restaurants. Today, Shohei Ohtani carried the load with 9 strikeouts. He was able to get some run support, but the stuff looked good, guys, huh?
He was outstanding. When you're throwing that fastball at 100 miles an hour and having that 12-6 hammer, it is so fun to watch. I love the way he was able to navigate against that tough Reds lineup.
Yeah, I love the sharpness of the curveball tonight, you know, keeping it down in the zone on the lefties and the righties, and mixing that slider when he needed to, elevating the fastball like he always does.
Well, Michael Conforto has had himself quite the series. He's had hits in all 3 of the games. Today, of course, was able to lengthen things out with that home run. He's inside with David Vassay in the media now.
Michael, going back to San Diego, it seems like the quality of at-bats are getting back there for you and the team. How did it feel to hit a home run? I know it's been a while, too.
Yeah, it felt great to hit a ball over the fence. Has been a while. Definitely the at-bats have been getting better, you know, since that last day in San Diego, and, you know, just a little shift in the mindset, you know, team-wide, and we're looking to keep it rolling.
How did it feel for you guys before the home run to be able to scratch across those 4 runs without an extra base hit? Is that a sign of the offense starting to be who you guys believe you can be?
Yeah, you know, an offense that's can do a little bit of everything. Obviously, we can slug. There's guys who've done a lot in their careers in here, but, you know, when it comes down to it, how do we manufacture a run and against a really good pitcher, and you know, a couple C&I ground balls and some bloopers and, you know, some grindy at bats, and put up 4 runs on a guy that's really good.
Do you guys ever stop and realize what's going on nights when Ohtani's pitching? I mean, he led off 3 different times tonight after having 9 strikeouts. Are you guys, you know, have to take a double take when you see all that transpire?
Yeah, I mean, tonight I was definitely watching. I don't know which at bat it was, but I was watching him, you know, jog off the field and run to get his stuff and, you know, get it ready. And, you know, he gets, it seems like he gets like an extra minute or something to warm up when he's on deck, or, you know, around the time that he's hitting when he's going out there to pitch. But, I mean, it's crazy to see what he's doing, and to go out there and be lights out like he was. You know, it's been really fun to watch.
How would you describe that approach, mindset shift that you guys had, you know, going back to that last game in San Diego as an offense?
You know, I'd say it's just, you know, we need to bear down a little bit. We need to be tougher outs. We need to, you know, just compete a little bit more. And it's, you know, everybody in here is, you know, elite, you know, top of their game, and you know, sometimes you can, you know, be worried about what's going on, you know, personally. But at this point in the season, it's, you know, it's all about just winning games and finding a way to compete and scrap, and you know, like we did tonight against Lodolo, and we just got to keep doing that, because that's what shows up in playoffs. You know, I've watched these guys do it, watched them do it last year. You know, do all the little things, get guys in from third with less than 2, and just play the game. And I think that's kind of, you know, where the mindset is shifting.
Thank you.
When you look at what Michael Conforto has been able to do as of late, getting back on track really in this series offensively, we've talked about just guys not looking at their stat lines, how the season has gone, being more freaking in their head. Is that something that you're seeing with Michael with these results?
Yeah, listen, I will never forget, I say this all the time, how hard it is to get hits in the big leagues. I understand. I love the fact that these guys, not just Michael Conforto, really the whole team, say, you know what, forget about our stats. They're going to be whatever they're going to be. It's an approach. It's an attitude. And ever since these guys have taken that attitude and approach, we're starting to see success, not just from Michael Conforto, Mookie Betts. Really, everybody's having great at-bats. Here, lefty, he's able to get the bat out front and square up and drive the ball out of the ballpark. That's some attitude right there. Understand, I'm going to get a pitch 3-2. I'm going to make sure I'm going to put an ace swing on it and let the results be where they are. You see where it's connected? It's out front. Really take command of that swing. and really take command of that baseball as far as driving out of the ballpark. So I love the fact that it's more about not worrying about your swing, because once you're in the batter's box, it ain't about your swing. You're not there to swing. You're there to hit. And that's the biggest thing I've learned. I'm going to be on my soapbox a little bit. The biggest difference I saw the last 10 years or so, guys go to swing coaches. Yeah, swings work out in batting cages. They swing 40, 60 miles an hour. But once you're facing big league pitching with movement, 95 to 100 miles an hour, you're there to hit, not swing. Great job of hitting tonight by Michael Conforto.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about swing coaches right there. I mean, a lot of times doesn't matter how good your swing is if your timing is off. I'd rather you have a bad swing with good timing than a good swing with bad timing, right? Because if you swing really early, you're not going to hit it. You swing really late, you're not going to hit it. Michael Conforto, he's a guy that doesn't get too high or too low. You can see the heartbeat is pretty steady, which can be a good thing in baseball because it's tough as a hitter. You know, you hit 300, you're a Hall of Famer. And obviously, you know, playing left field here. He's been playing good defense. He's been putting together, you know, better at bats. But last night we talked about how he got the bat head out there. He pulled one. Then he went opposite field and got a hit. So that's good to see that he's hitting to both sides. But you still got to get the bat head out there to hit the baseball. And I think he's got such good hand-eye coordination that he's gotten away with hitting the ball the other way at times. Guys are throwing him in now. It's like, you know what? I got to pull the ball sometimes. I got to commit. Yeah, sometimes you're going to get out. Sometimes you're going to pop the ball up. You're going to roll over. But you've got to commit. And you see that with Shohei Ohtani. You see sometimes he looks bad, right? But that's going to happen in baseball.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm going to age myself a little bit. I played with a guy named Harold Baines. Harold Baines had the prettiest swing. But he used to always say, hey, that's a really nice swing. Man, I don't care about my swing. I'm there to hit. Swinging is at 3:30, 5:30, working on your swing in the batting cage. But once I'm in the batter's box, it's about situations. Kiké Hernandez, two-strike approach. Did he have a beautiful swing? No, he shortened up, put the barrel on the baseball, hit a rocket up the middle. That wasn't his all or nothing swing. It was there being a hitter to produce runs. Kiké Hernandez did that. So did Dalton Rushing. Sometimes guys get so infatuated with their swings instead of hitting, and these guys right now are hitters, not just swingers.
Yeah, and obviously we've been able to see the results. Things have gotten going really well offensively for this group. So for more on just this win, the series sweep, let's get inside and hear from Dave Roberts, who's with the media right now.
Yeah, you know what, I think so. You know, just early on, getting his sea legs back and getting going, it takes a while. And so I thought tonight was one of those nights that, you know, he was locked in and worked some things out and really got into a good rhythm.
You talked about being less predictable tonight. Was that something that he was conscious of coming out of his last start?
I think so, because I think if you look at his last start, there were some kind of a lot of predictable fastballs where I thought today he used his curveball really well. I thought Dalton did a nice job and just kind of using his entire pitch mix. And early on, he just couldn't kind of get the feel for that split. But, you know, the sweeper, the fastball, the entire pitch mix got better as the game went on.
Was that embodied what you were wanting out of your offense? And has it started to manifest itself the last 4 games?
It is, and it has. You know, I think that even, you know, Kiké's big hit with 2 strikes and finding a way to drive in a couple runs was huge. And Teo and Andy getting behind in the count, but still flaring balls to right field. And obviously get the homer from Conforto later to tack on. And the walks, all of it I thought was a really good performance by us. And Lodolo's got a heck of an arm. And, you know, early on, the shadows and, you know, sort of kind of, you know, we just kind of coasted through those first few innings, but to kind of keep grinding and build an inning, that was really good and a big win. You know, winning 3 in a row from these guys. Certainly, no one's done it all year.
What does it say about where Shohei's at the stage of his rehab, where like he can rely as heavily on the off-speed secondary stuff as he did tonight?
I think it just kind of speaks to the comfort level, being in competition game mode, you know, being able to strike the breaking ball when he needed to. And he made some big pitches with that curveball today, but still have 100 in the tank if you need it. But just being able to use your entire pitch mix. And, yeah, today was a complete performance by Shohei. And even, you know, through 3 innings, the pitch count was up there. And so for him to find a way to get through 4 and then through 5, first time he's done it was a huge accomplishment.
What's next for him, Dave?
I think it's going to be next week, and it's going to be, I don't know if it's, I think it's probably Wednesday. I think it's next Wednesday, and it's going to be 5 innings again.
Kiké Hernandez was activated yesterday, and the bat has been excellent since today. He had a 2-run single that started the scoring for this team here in the 4th inning. He is inside with David Bassett now.
Kiké, 2 starts back and 2 different positions, and you found ways to contribute without extra base hits. Does it feel like this offense is starting to find itself and not trying to just slug its way to runs?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good start. Sometimes when you face really good pitching, it's tough to put hits together, a few hits in a row. But tonight we found the way. Lodolo's got really good stuff. I would say his stuff is, you know, as far as the lefty, it's up there and one of the best in the league. And we were able to, you know, Shohei get on base, and then a couple of lucky hits, and you know. At that point, I got to 2 strikes, so I was trying to put the ball in play, found a hole, and then Rushing did the same thing. So, you know, if the pitching hadn't been as good as it was, the game would have been different. So they kept us in the game, and we found a way to, you know, put a couple points on the board, and they were great after that. And yeah, hopefully the offense keeps going after the off day.
I mean, I know you can only speak for yourself. Is that a conscious effort when the count starts to turn to shorten up and be able to hit that ball up the middle?
I mean, yeah. For me, it's, you know, I missed a lot of time, and I was only able to get a handful of games in AAA, and my timing's not where I want it to be. I'd say that, you know, stuff-wise, there's a big difference right now, so I'm aware that my timing is not where I want it to be, so I'm just trying to compete from pitch number 1, and yeah, I've been able to come up in some big situations, and I've been able to come through, so definitely feels good to get those out of the way early, and you know, just trying to play my part.
And that slider diving away into the lefty, that's tough to lay off, and I love the depth in the curveball tonight, getting Gavin Lux right there. Elevated fastball at 100, sit down, see you later. And then the curveball again. We saw more curveballs tonight. I'd like to see that moving forward with him. Fastball freezing him. Ellie was messed up all series. And then guess what? I'm going to throw the sweeper as well, just to let you know I got a few more pitches in the bag. Back to the curveball right there with the depth. And then that's almost like a slurve right there. Sometimes it goes straight down. It goes away from the guy. Just great job by Shohei tonight.
And it was old school pitching. I felt at times I was watching 1986 Dwight Gooden with that power fastball and that devastating overhand breaking ball. You don't really see an overhand breaking ball from a righty too often these days. Very effective for the big show tonight. That was fun to watch.
We knew coming into this one, with it being a Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night, which we found out, if you have the stolen base one, put them together. It's like a puzzle. We knew it was going to be a big day. He, of course, picked up his first win as a Dodger, and he's inside with the media right now.
Was there extra celebration in the clubhouse, Shohei, after your first win as a pitcher?
クラブハウスでプラスのお祝いはありましたか？で、いつも通りの、お祝いをして、明日オフなので、みんなも早く帰って休みましょうということで。And normal celebration, nothing special. Tomorrow's an off day, so I think we're just going to enjoy that tomorrow.
It looked like you had a pretty different pitch mix tonight, just using more of your secondary stuff. What led to that?
球種の使い方、特に変化球が多くなりましたけども、何か理由は？もともとも決めてたので、打線の反応がどうのこうのというよりは、今日はもうカーブとスプリットを多めに投げるっていうのはあらかじめ決めてはいきました。The goal going into this game was to throw more curveball and splits regardless of the lineup, so that was my intent going into this game.
Is something you think can kind of help you as you're pitching deeper into games and facing batters a second and third time through, just being able to vary your looks a little bit more?
回数増やすことによってこういう球種の割合も変えるっていうのは一つの戦略ですかと。そうですね、それもありますし、どちらかというともう今はどちらかというと自分の状態を上げていくっていう、イニングを伸ばすのもそうですけど、リハビリ登板の段階からこう少しずつ球種も増やしていった中で、今日はカーブとスプリットをしっかりと投げ切るっていうのは、一つ自分の中の課題として相手がどうのではなくて、そういうのは課題を持ってはいきました。As we were just progressing through this just rehab in general, just aside from the innings, wanted to just really be able to incorporate other pitches. So that was really the intent going in.
The Dodgers will have a much-needed off day Thursday before opening up a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks at Dodger Stadium. Blake Snell will take the mound after returning from the birth of his second child. So, Jerry, what do you want to see from Snellzilla on Friday?
Well, really more of the same. He has been consistent. I love the outing he had in San Diego, 7 strong innings. So hopefully he continues to give us that length. 6, 7 innings and give us a chance to win. I love his fastball command, especially love the combo to go along with that devastating breaking ball.
Yeah, I mean, we know the stuff is going to be there, and he's always in attack mode. The only thing that he's got to be careful of, you know, in 0-0 counts, guys are hitting 375. So, I mean, I do, you know, love pitchers attacking the zone, but make sure you're hitting your spots. Gets to 0-2 counts, hitters are hitting .077. That's where he's got to get to. That's why he's such an effective strikeout pitcher, because he has so many plus put-away pitches.
When you look at the Dodgers, they have now won 4 straight in a row. That's the first time they've done that since July 4th. So we've got the Diamondbacks coming into town this weekend. It's going to be a little more NL West matchup, some more fun. You guys ready for this?
Yeah, the D-backs obviously haven't had the season that they would have liked, but they're in our division. They do not like the Dodgers, so you know they're going to provide energy coming in this building, continue playing great baseball. I love the defense, pitching, timely hitting.
Yeah, I mean, I know, you know, the Diamondbacks, they're going to remember what they did to the Dodgers 2 years ago, right? They know they have a chance. They're going to be ready for this electric atmosphere.
All right, well, that is 4 straight. It is an off day tomorrow. We will see you guys back here on Friday night. I'm Kirsten Watson, Jerry Harrison Jr., James Loney. We thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you Friday.
Back at Dodger Stadium, the Reds swept for the first time this season. 5-1, the Dodgers finish things off here tonight, and a road trip that started with promise in Anaheim comes to a screeching halt tonight in the final stop on this 9-game trip at Dodger Stadium, and now the Reds head back to Great American Ballpark. Welcome back inside Dodger Stadium for the postgame show presented by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers, Brian Giesenslaw, Sam LeCure. And Sam, you know, we can do a lot of things in terms of things that didn't go the Reds' way or the way they would have hoped they would have gone. But you got to score some runs.
Yeah,
in this 3-game series, the Reds scored a total of 4 runs, and tonight the offensive numbers were punctuated by the fact that they struck out 19 times, which is a team record for a 9-inning game. They were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight, 1 for 15 in the series. And across the 3-game series left 19 men on base. You can pitch, and the Reds did at times. Defense wasn't great, but you have to score runs at the end of the day, and they couldn't get that done in this series.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a head-scratcher, to be honest with you. I mean, this is, well, I guess it shouldn't be by this point. It's something that we've seen quite a bit this year. I felt like there was a different rhythm really when Ke'Bryan and Miguel Andujar and, you know, Austin Hayes came back. Ellie had runs. Like, it's been sporadic runs, and rarely has it been multiple guys at the same time. You know, we talked pregame about Austin Hayes. Felt like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when they were churning along, he was the cold spot, and now it's kind of flipped, and now he's one of the warmer spots, and no help around him. You can't do this. When people say that, oh, this guy can carry an offense for X, you cannot do that in the big leagues. There's not one person on this planet, including the unicorn down there that started for LA tonight, that can carry an offense over a period of time. But it is getting a little frustrating, and time's running out.
Yeah, now there is credit to the pitching they saw in this series.
Yeah, there is.
Sheehan was great. Clayton Kershaw's a Hall of Famer. Shohei Ohtani had struggled largely coming into this game, but he did not struggle tonight. For the first time this season, Sam, he goes 5 innings. He strikes out a season-high 9 batters and wins for the first time since he was an Angel.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. I mean, he's just too talented. I mean, the numbers didn't look good because his last 2 outings, but he's only got about 27 innings on the year, so anytime he gives up a crooked number, it's going to affect his season numbers. So that's why the ERA looks so high. But those were, you know, 9 innings out of the 27 that he's pitched this year. These were obviously today his most complete outing of the year. Gave up a single on the first pitch he threw, a home run on an ambush by Noelvi Marte, but otherwise I thought the breaking ball had really nice down action. You don't see him, when we went over his pitch cast before the game, he doesn't throw the curveball a ton. I thought he did go to it early. I watched it when we were watching him play catch. I kind of noticed that, and I was like, wow, he's got some good down action on it. that's interesting. He doesn't throw it much. We had just talked about it, and he went in and he kind of established that early, and I think that opened up everything else for him as far as like his slider, sweeper, every other 10 pitches that he's got, and they were all good tonight.
In the game, you wouldn't be the first to talk about this, but watching what Ohtani does from both sides, and particularly how good he was on the mound. What do you see when you're watching that?
It's amazing, and there's just even things like the other day we were talking. I think it was Monday. He had a side day, I think DH, and I mean it's not just what he's doing on the field, because that in itself is kind of absurd at times. But it's everything that goes into it that I can't. It's hard to fathom how somebody can be that dedicated and that talented to pull it off.
How is he different this than just you guys saw him a couple weeks ago? He's just coming back from everything.
Well, he didn't. I think he was. I don't know if he was cramping or something that day, but when he reached back for high 90s fastball, real good breaking ball. I mean, he's got everything. He's good. He's really tough on lefties.
Were the strikeouts kind of a matter of pressing, or just they were pitching well, or which how do you feel it?
I don't think they're pressing. I mean, I think that other team has some really good pitching, and when they get you down in the count and you start chasing, that's what's going to happen.
大谷選手のボブルヘッド配布の夜にドジャース初勝利というまさに完璧なタイミングでしたね。相手チームの解説者も時折1986年のドワイト・グッデンを見ているような気分になったと絶賛するほど、今夜の投球は本当に圧巻でした。100マイルの剛速球から一転して鋭く落ちるカーブボールは打者にとって対応不可能な代物でしたね。何より嬉しいのは5イニングを投げ切ったこと。これまでなかなか長いイニングが投げられずにいましたが、今夜はついに壁を越えました。明日は休養日となり、金曜日からはダイヤモンドバックスとの3連戦が始まります。この勢いでホームスタンドも駆け抜けたいところですね。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。